Grand Rising, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're okay. And I hope everything's going as planned. This is Dangerous, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking impasse free. If you are new, on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality. I talk about personal and self development. And if that's what resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share this video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. We are going to talk about fear. My experience may be narcissism, but you might have to place this in different areas of your life to better understand what I am really talking about when I say fear. Beyond the fear that you're feeling or that you're having is a very big blessing waiting for you. I'm going to repeat this for you one more time. Beyond the fear that you're experiencing, you feel there is a very big blessing waiting for you. Every narcissistic coach, life coach, there's different types of life coaches, but the ones that are talking about narcissism, every coach has got a story. It is a very painful story, okay? They will talk about trauma. They're going to talk about the discard. They're going to talk about this, the Hoover, and whatever. And as well, they will talk about fear. Now, ladies and gentlemen, many of you just joined this channel maybe a few days ago, maybe weeks, maybe months ago. But some of you haven't actually seen my story. I have shared my story over time, a couple of times. And there is one thing that I explained in those stories. I left the narcissist, okay, when it was the end of this entanglement and everything. I left with 2 bags, 2, and an empty wallet. So I did not know what I was going to do. At the time, I was just thinking that, okay, that is it. And, I accepted this, the defeat at that time. And I said, I need to start moving, okay? I need to start making some moves to rescue myself from this bondage. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, okay? But I knew that if I didn't do this, then I would have continued to go through the same cycles. So I chose to break the cycle. And the same thing might apply, or I can say applies, the moment I exited a narcissistic family dynamic. There is always going to come a time, my chosen ones, ladies and gentlemen, when you are going to choose yourself. You are going to make a very difficult decision. I call it difficult because it is not easy to leave familiar territory, okay? The people that you always thought you knew or you loved, and eventually you have to make a decision to walk away, okay? Sometimes you're going to be required to walk away from painful situations so that you can go out there and find your own peace. Financially, like I've told you, it wasn't okay with me. And I've told you guys many times, it is going to be very difficult with finances. The narcissist strategically destroys your finances or controls your finances because they believe if you are in good financial situations, then it will be easy for you most of the times to walk away from them. So they know this, and they do this strategically to keep on tying you up in those entanglements. Because remember, I've told you guys, the narcissist doesn't want you to leave, okay? They don't want you to leave because you are their primary or main source of supply. So a narcissist cannot survive without supply. If they let you go, that means that they are going to be starving. They are going to starve of supply, and this is going to crumble a whole narcissist. A narcissist that doesn't have supply is going to crumble. Okay. Now, basically, at the end of the entanglements, another thing that also helped me was so I spent a few, maybe like it was 2 or 3 days, and I tried to gather as much information as I could because I needed to know exactly what I was dealing with before I was able to walk away. So I went around, Googled different things, watched a couple of coaches, different channels, and I made sure that I gathered so much information as I could at the time to help me, to give me the courage to walk away from this situationship. A situationship that I've been trying to protect for a very good number of years. Now, at some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, like I've said, you are going to make a decision. The universe is going to push you in a very tight corner, and you're going to be forced to walk away from abuse, from manipulation, and from disrespect. I've had sometimes conversations with some people, and I've been telling them they need to walk away. Every coach that you will speak with will tell you at the end result, regardless of what you do, yes, all these things, you've tried them, you've tried to behave a certain way, you've tried to switch up with your behavior or things like that. Those are just temporary things you can do just to maintain. What you're doing basically is just to maintain that situationship. But the final thing that we have all talked about is eventually you're going to have to walk away, because with the narcissist, there is no other way out. And when you decide to do walk away from abuse, I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to discover there is more to the world that the narcissist has always believed you or told you to believe. Sometimes the narcissist will tell you some things like you cannot survive without them. They're going to make it look very horrible out there. Nobody out there is going to like you. Nobody will accept you. Nobody will take you. You have to stay here. They're abusing you. You are tired of it and you want to leave. But at the same time, they're telling you things like you cannot leave. You have to stay here and stuff like that. So most of the times, victims find themselves trapped because they are believing this person they're dealing with, parent, partner, whatever, friend, they are telling you that it's not good out there. So you don't need to leave. You just have to stay there and endure this abuse for as long as it takes. Because I've told you guys as well, it's the narcissist who wants to have the final say. So they should be the ones to do that final decision when it comes to the end of the situationship. It cannot be the other way around. When you do it, you are going to cripple and you're going to injure that narcissist. So they are trying to protect themselves from the injury by you walking away. So they try to design this to that degree where it should be the ones, themselves should be the ones to make that final decisions to let you go. And I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, when the narcissist lets you go finally, you are already broken down in pieces. It is not a coincidence that sometimes you hear people that have left a narcissist, they are struggling. Some of them are homeless. Some of them are in hospitals. Some of them have been put in psychiatric clinics and stuff like that because they have been mentally broken down. Okay, that has been the main objective of the narcissist. They have been intending to break you down bit by bit, one step at a time, until a moment arrives where they feel that, okay, so you can never be able to get up. That is their main intention, to break you that you would never be able to get up and go out there doing or living your best life, or even sometimes meet other people, different people, because they don't want to see that. But when you have the information that you need, you have tried to educate yourself as much as you can. Maybe you could have gotten some help from some coaches, and they have told you a couple of things you need to know. Then eventually you're starting to get that courage to live. I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, this one is very important as well, that yes, a lot of times people talk about finances. Oh, they don't have somewhere to go, they don't have money, or so stuff like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told you, I left the narcissist with an empty wallet. I left the narcissist with an empty wallet. I had to figure out my finances on my own, but I had to do it outside of the entanglement. So most of the times, these things that you're talking about, like money, like you know where to go and stuff like that, it is just your mind lying to you. I know that you don't want to hear this, but I'll tell you exactly how it is. Your mind is telling you things because there is a lot of junk the narcissist has put in your head to make you believe that there's nothing going on out there. Okay? You will be struggling, you will be suffering, you'll be homeless, and you'll be stuff. Even some of you guys, the narcissist has already thrown you out of the houses. I've personally met some people who have been actually thrown out of their own homes by these narcissistic people. So basically, a person that is ready to leave, to exit a narcissistic entanglement, let me promise you, ladies and gentlemen, I know this, I can talk from experience. The time will come, you are ready, you will know that you're ready. There will be cases where you're going to move and you're going to leave your shoes behind. You may leave that environment barefooted. You are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that you're out of there, because if you do not get out of a narcissistic relationship, ladies and gentlemen, it is always not going to end well with you. So you're doing this to protect yourself. And when that moment comes where you have got to protect yourself from these demons, you are going to walk out of that environment. You will not need your shoes. You will not need your bags. You may just have a couple of things tucked in a plastic bag, and you'll be ready to go. So it's all about being ready. Is the readiness, okay? Is the readiness. Is you preparing yourself emotionally. Because when you're living a narcissist, yes, you leave them physically and you pack some bags and leave. But you also need to start disconnecting with these people emotionally. Now, when you have made that decision, ladies and gentlemen, and eventually, of course, I don't say it's easy. I've told you guys all the times, this thing is very difficult, okay? A lot of the people who have gone through this, they know this. It's a very difficult move to make because you have got to make a very, very difficult decision. You're going to leave people behind. You're going to leave the narcissist. Sometimes some of you even are going to have, first of all, to leave your kids before you can get everything back together. When you have made that decision and you have walked away, I can promise you there is a lot of beautiful things that are happening, are going to start happening in your life. I do not say that they are going to happen in the next day or two. Yes, you're going to go out there and you're going to do the healing, of course. You're going to do the mourning and everything, and you're going to start gathering all these lost pieces together. Get yourself back in check mentally, and eventually probably you need to establish yourself financially. But there is things that are going to start happening to you, because you see, when you're with the narcissist, you're in bondage, okay? It's not only physical, but it's also a spiritual bondage. And for you to break free from that individual, it means you are also breaking some codes. So basically, you've been tied up. So many things in your life have been tied up, health-wise, financial-wise, emotion-wise, mental-wise. So a lot of things have been tied up, and you've been kept in this bubble and this cycle of abuse. So when you're walking away, it means that step by step, you're going to start getting back all these lost pieces of yourself back in shape together. And everything out there is going to start opening up for you. Personally, when I left the entanglement, there were so many things I started seeing opening. There's many doors I experienced opening up. I didn't even know some things I could do. I didn't even know I could have a certain experience, just doing things on my own, making my own decisions and stuff like that. I did not know that these things was possible. That is because there's many things I used to believe that was supposed to happen when I was with the person, not when I was without the person. So when I went out there, I started the healing. I did the morning, of course. The morning went away, and I started the recovering program and stuff like that. I started healing myself as well. I discovered there is things that I could do, and I did not need anybody's permission. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There's a freedom that comes. There's blessing that come when you decide to walk away from a narcissistic individual. These blessings are going to take you by surprise. You will not even know there is so many things you could do the moment you took your decision to leave a narcissistic person. When you have overcome the fear, you're going to recognize there are so many blessings beyond the fear. It's not even, like I've told you, it's not only in the narcissistic kind of entanglements and relationships. This thing can apply to so many areas of your life. Fear is what keeps you in a trap. So this matrix, that's how it operates, in fear. Or when you go this way, you will have this experience. When you go that way, you will have this. When you go, so people have placed these things in your mind that there is so many things you can not do when you break free from this kind of people. There's a lot of things. All those things are illusions. Okay, fear, I've told you guys, is an illusion. False evidence appearing real, so it's an illusion, and it takes a very big heart to break out of that frequency. It's a very low frequency, because you see, a lot of times people trap you in that fear frequency because it's a very low frequency, and you cannot manifest some things in your life. Everything will be impossible. You guys have been struggling with finances. When you're with a narcissist, a lot of your money has been disappearing. Your health has been in pieces. You have not been able to manifest the things you have always wanted, just because you are just around a very, very toxic individual who has always been trapping you in that state of fear. The real blessings are going to begin the moment you break out of that fear. But for you to break out of the fear, first of all, I've told you, I've used the example of narcissistic abuse. Get the education that you need. Educate yourself. There's so many people talking about narcissism. Go out there, read some books if you can, get some advice from coaches, maybe try to book some sessions. I sometimes have sessions with people like that. Then slowly, you're going to start breaking out of that fear frequency, because you need to understand the journey you're trying to take, or the journey you're trying to make. There is already people that have made that journey. Learn from those people. There's so many coaches who are going to tell you the truth of what exactly is going on and how you can get away from that fear. The problem is not you not having money or not having anywhere to go. Yes, okay, that's what at least you can figure out in your mind. That is what you think it is. But the real problem is that it's just fear that is keeping you in that place. You haven't yet broken out of the fear. Even if you had the money, I know personally some people with money. I know people that have been trapped in narcissistic families, work environments, relationships, and they did have the money to move. They could go out there and they could have the money to survive for the next 1 year or so, but they couldn't be able to break away. That is because they were still trapped in that fear frequency. So for you to be able to successfully live a narcissist and go out there, start living your best life, you have first of all got to break the fear frequency. Fear is an illusion. Your blessings, your miracles, your abundance, your fortune, your glory, your destiny, your success is all lying beyond the fear. You will be surprised at how fast life is going to change the moment you stop consuming fear and understanding or allowing fear to take control of you. You are going to realize there is so many things that are lying beyond there waiting for you in your hands, to get in your hands. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say in this video is that understand that what is keeping you trapped is because of fear. It has nothing to do with your finances. Yes, it's also part and parcel of the game. And when you understand that fear doesn't exist, it has been an illusion that has been put in your brain to stop you from achieving certain dreams and certain goals, then you're going to start slowly breaking out of that bondage, because fear also keeps you in bondage. So let us know what you think about this video, guys. Make the move, okay? Make the move. Make the decision. You're going to realize that at some point you have done or you have made one decision, and that is the decision that changed your life forever. If I did not break out of that illusion of abuse and stuff like that, the fear and everything, there wouldn't be a Denzomas at this moment. You wouldn't be watching these videos. I had to do something to get out of that frequency. Your blessings are waiting for you beyond that fear. Let us know what you think about the video. Drop us a comment, like the page, share and subscribe. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Denzamos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.